यमुनातीरावनचारि जयो राधा माधव कुञ्ज बिहारी जयो राधा माधव कुञ्ज बिहारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jai Om Vishnupada Paramhansa Parivrajakacarya Ashtotara Shatasri Srimati Divine Grace Abhay Charanarvinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki ISKCON Founder Acharya, everybody Founder Acharya, Savior of the whole world Srila Prabhupada Ki जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शतश्री श्रीमच्चिल भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर श्रील प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की नामाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपिका श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरिराज गोवर्धन की ब्रजभूमि श्री वृंदावन धाम की मथुरापुरी धाम की पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की श्री नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की गंगा मैया की यमुना मैया की भक्ति देवी की श्रीमती तुलसी महारानी की समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री गौरांगी बेंगलोरेश्वर की श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्र मैया की श्री श्री गौर निताय की ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदी all glories to the assembled devotees all glories to the assembled devotees all glories to the assembled devotees all glories all glories all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gaurang Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Shrimati Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Reading from Srimad Bhagvatam, Canto 5th, Chapter 10th, the discussion between Jadabharat and Maharaj Arhugan. We are having first and second verses for discussion. First verse doesn't have purport. In any case, I will recite both the verses because they are in prose form. Text 1. Shri Shuka Uvacha Atha Sindhu Sauvirapate Rahuganasya Vrajata Ikshumatyas Tate Tatkulapatina Shibika Vaha Purushan Veshana समये दैवेनोपसादितः सद्विजवर उपलब्ध एष पीवा युवा सहननांगो गोखरवद्धुरं वोढुमलमिति पूर्वविष्टिगृहीतैः सह गृहीतः प्रसभमतदर्ह उवाह शिबिकां स महानुभावः. Translation. Shukdev Goswami continued, My dear king, after this, King Rahugan, ruler of the states known as Sindhu and Savira, was going to Kapilashrama. When the king's chief palanquin carrier reached the banks of the river Ikshumati, they needed another carrier. Therefore, they began searching for someone, and by chance they came upon Jadabharat. They considered the fact that Jadabharat was very young and strong, and had firm limbs. Like cows and asses, he was quite fit to carry loads. Thinking in this way, although the great soul Jadabharat was unfit for such work, they nonetheless unhesitatingly forced him to carry the palanquin. Text 2. Yada hi dvijavaraseshu matravalokanogatirna samahita purushagatistada vishamagatam swashibikam rahugana upadharya purushanavdhivahatah आहहे ओढ़ारः साध्वतिक्रमत किमिति विषमं गुह्यते यानमिति. The palanquin, however, was very erratically carried by Jadabharat due to his sense of non-violence. As he stepped forward, he checked before him every 3 feet to see whether he was about to step on ants. Consequently, he could not keep pace with the other carriers. Due to this, the palanquin was shaking, and King Rahugan immediately asked the carriers, Why are you carrying this palanquin unevenly? Better carry it properly. Purport. Although Jadabharat was forced to carry the palanquin, he did not give up his sympathetic feelings toward the poor ants passing on the road. A devotee of the Lord does not forget his devotional service and other favorable activities, even when he is in a most distressful condition. Jadabharat was a qualified Brahman, highly elevated in spiritual knowledge, yet he was forced to carry the palanquin. He did not mind this, but while walking on the road, he could not forget his duty to avoid killing even an ant. A Vaishnava is never envious or unnecessarily violent. There were many ants on the path, but Jadabharat took care by looking ahead 3 feet. When the ants were no longer in his way, he could place his foot on the ground. A Vaishnava is always very kind at heart to all living entities. In his Sankhya Yoga, Lord Kapiladev explains Suhridah Sarvadehinam. Living entities assume different bodily forms. Those who are not Vaishnavas consider only human society worthy of their sympathy. But Krishna claims to be the Supreme Father of all living forms. Consequently, the Vaishnava takes care not to annihilate untimely or unnecessarily any life form. All living entities have to fulfill a certain duration for being encaged in a particular type of body, material body. They have to finish the duration allotted a particular body before being promoted or evolved to another body. Killing an animal or any other living being simply places an impediment in the way of his completing his term of imprisonment in a certain body. One should therefore not kill bodies for one's sense gratification, for this will implicate one in sinful activity. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Gyananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kadamaiham Datati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guruho Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Welcome to our morning Srimad Bhagvatam class on the 5th canto, 10th chapter, Maharaj Raghugan meets Jadabharat. So here we are finding how King Bharat, who reached preliminary stage of Bhava Bhakti, went to forest and was meditating on his Lord, but then got carried away by one baby deer who was drowning in the water after her mother died because of a lion's roaring. He took care of that deer, became completely attached. As a result, his sadhan was slowly was slackening. This is how Maya enters in sadhaka's life. Prabhupada gives so many nice lessons for sadhakas while doing their sadhan, how careful they should be, not to get carried away. But then he got carried away. This was arrangement of the Lord. Our acharyas have explained. King Priyavrat as well as Bharat Maharaj. These two were made by the Lord's arrangement to deviate from their path, for us to learn what we should not do, what we should not be carried away by. Then he got deer's body, but that time he was careful. दूध से जला छाछ फूक फूक के पीता है. One is extremely cautious while drinking buttermilk after getting burned by milk, hot milk. So he was extremely cautious. He gave up his place in Kanjahar and left to another place, Pulaha Ashram, where he earlier life was hearing from sages. He continued, did not eat opulent foodstuffs or lush green grass, but just took some dry leaves, etc. That body kept hearing. Then that body was gone. Then he became Jada Bharat in the next life. He's Bharat only, but because he behaved like a dull person, so he is called as Jada Bharat. Throughout life he never spoke. Here first time he is going to speak Now also he is not speaking only. So he was born to a Brahmin father who had two wives. From first wife he had 9 sons, and from second wife he had twins, son and daughter. And Bharat, as Jad Bharat, was that son. Father tried his best to give him the best of the knowledge, education, training as a Brahmin, but he could not, means he did not, rather. Externally he could not, but actually he did not take it up, learn it, because he did not want any materialistic association and material entanglement. He was extremely cautious. So then father tried, but ultimately he left body. His second wife went sati with him. She entered in the fire. Then Jadabharat was interested by that his mother to other lady, that first co-wife, and she was not so much in picture, but her 9 sons mistreated Jadabharat. Jadabharat was very nicely treated by his father, but after father's departure, his brothers were misbehaving with him. But he was equipoised. Sama dukkha sukha kshami. Krishna says, characteristic of a pure devotee. Sama dukkha sukha. He is equipoised in happiness and distress. So to say, happiness by his father's pampering and nice arrangements, but so to say, distress by his brother's misbehavior. But he was equipoised. Then he left that place. He was given very low class engagement by his engagement of taking care of the fields by his brothers, and he was given very low quality foodstuffs, broken grains, rotten grains, all kind of bad things. But Jadbharat was undisturbed. From him we can learn how just not bother about externals. One should be focused. Internally he was focused in his meditation on the lotus feet of the Lord. Yesterday I was telling in Bhakti Vaibhav class that Lord's lotus feet are the mental home, is our mental home. No matter wherever our mind wanders, at least for pure devotee, it settles automatically at the lotus feet of the Lord. Panthasva sharanam yatha. No matter how much ever a traveler travels, ultimately when he comes home, he is at peace. Likewise, Jadabharat was internally completely absorbed, but externally he went through so many ups and downs of life. When he was in the forest, the king of dacoits was arranging Narabali, human sacrifice. So there another person had escaped. So they caught him only. They bathed him, decorated him, fed him nicely. And then they were about to chop off his head in front of Kali. But Kali did not like this Vaishnava aparat. She burst open, came out of the deity, attacked them all, and created complete massacre. She chopped off their heads, played with their balls. Her expansions also manifested. But Jadabharat was still undisturbed only. So in one sense, he was saved by Kali, but he just went on in his way. And then next is here we find this king of Savir prince and Sindhu area, Rahugana. He now is Jadabharat is facing. So different people were in different modes. Here Rahugan is in the mode of goodness. So when he finds appropriate candidate, then he is going to open his mouth. Certainly, because he is king, Kshatriya, so he got carried away by passion. As we see here, he will become more arrogant, king Rahugan. But overall, he is in the mode of goodness. That's the reason why Jadabharat will open his mouth. But earlier the dacoits were in the mode of ignorance. His brothers were passionate. So he came across all varieties of people, Sattvagun, Rajagun, Tamagun. And we also will come across. So we can learn from Jadabharat how to be undisturbed, even when we interact with people of lower modes. Dacoits were very cruel and completely in ignorance. In fact, Prabhupada's purports are illuminate us about how this is completely against Vedat. Swavidhina. They had concocted their own style of worshipping Kali. That's why Kali did not like that only. So they were completely in ignorance. For their selfish motive, they were about to kill a human being, and that to such an elevated human being, a pure devotee, Jadabharat. Whereas his brothers were completely passionate. They just wanted their prosperity, and for that they were using or misusing Jadabharat. But here is Rahugan, but now currently he is not showing goodness, he will show later. Currently he is showing passion only, as is obvious for a king. So Prabhupada's purport is focusing on Jiva there. So before that, Queen Kunti says, Janma Ishwarya Shrutashribhi Yedamana Madapuman Naiva Arhati Abhidatum Vai Tvam Akinchana Gocharam. So she says that those who are puffed up because of Janma, high birth, Aishwarya, so much material prosperity, opulence, Shrutaha, good intelligence. Good intelligence means they have they are educated, or Shribihi, physical beauty. That makes person very proud. Anyone can make one very proud. What to speak if one has two, or what to speak three, and if one has all four, he can be very proud also. This is in Karmyonmukh Sukruti. When one has Karmyonmukh Sukruti, some good deeds he has done on the gross body level for others' gross bodies. So that is called a Karmyonmukh Sukruti. Like a blind man cannot cross the road, one helps him. So his gross body is helped. Somebody is hungry, feeding him food. Somebody is thirsty, give him water. Somebody has feeling cold, doesn't have warm clothes, so give him some blanket or something. People pass by the road, it's hot sun, so planting trees by the side of the roads, digging wells. Like that, so many pious activities can be done for the well-being of others' gross bodies. So that is called a Karmyonmukh Sukruti. So due to Karmyonmukh Sukruti, one can have these four things: high birth, then good education, physical beauty, and intelligence. And that, though person is in the mode of goodness because of these pious activities, in any mode there are seeds of lower mode. In any higher mode, there are seeds of lower mode. So in the goodness, there are seeds of passion. So they are seed form. Anytime they may fructify and that may convert into passion. And then somebody in passion, in that higher mode, there are seeds of ignorance. Anytime ignorance will come. Just like best people are the city people who work very hard. Bombay, we see so much there. And then night time they are completely tired. Or weekend, what do you call this? Which industry? IT engineers. Monday to Friday they will work hard like anything, slogging. 7 hours, 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours per day, plus traffic, 12, 13, 14 hours per day. And then weekend they will be completely in ignorance. So passionate weekdays and ignorant weekends. So they very clearly show that. Those who are in the mode of goodness, like here he can see, he is proud of his high position. So though he was peaceful, now if you see here he is showing, why are you carrying this palanquin unevenly? Better carry it properly. This is like in goodness, like instructing like that. But because he's king, he has high position, then he becomes passionate eventually. Then we'll see later translations how he becomes very arrogant. And we know Nahusha, when Indra, because of his misdeeds, fell down from his position, then Nahusha, for his pious activities, was elevated to heaven as the king of heaven, Indra. And when he became king, then he became very proud, Indrasan, like that. Now I am great person. And then Indrani, very Shachi, tell Shachi that I am calling. So she was not ready to come. But then she consulted the Saptarshis that what to do, this fellow is calling. My husband is not here. I am unsafe now, unprotected. Then they gave advice. You send the message that only if carried by Saptarshis on palanquin, then only she will agree to be with him. So he has to come. Then he was very happy. Okay, she has agreed. I just have to tell the Saptarshis. Saptarshis, they are there in the outer sky. So much they have power they have. And he told, okay, all of you carry me. And they were carrying in palanquin. But one of them, like this situation only. Who was he? Agastya. Agastya Muni, he is there in several places. So Agastya Muni was short or whatever. So there was unevenness like that. So Nahusha became very angry and he ultimately kicked Agastya Rishi. What nonsense. He was saying, Sarpa, go fast. Sarpa means, in Sanskrit, it has one meaning fast. Go fast. Say, lust is such avruttam jnanam etena, jnanino nitya vairina, kama rupena kauntena, dushpurena nalena cha. It covers the knowledge. He is forgetting their exalted position and he is carried away by his sense gratificatory desire. And he ultimately kicked and he said, Sarpa, Sarpa, you are saying, you become Sarpa only. Another meaning of Sanskrit word Sarpa is snake. So he fell down as a snake in the forest and he had interaction with Yudhishthira Maharaj, etc. So we see how in the higher mode there are seeds of lower mode and one gets carried away. So this is because of Karmyonmukh Sukruti. But when it is Bhaktyonmukh Sukruti, then it will not be the case. Then one will not become proud. If it is due to Bhakti Unmag, as Krishna says in Bhagavatam, Shuchinam Shrimatam Gehe Yogo Bhrashto Vijayate. One who has performed devotional service in his past life, if somebody has done little bit, whatever, then he will be born, or whatever considerable, then he will be born in a rich family. Shrimatam Gehe. Shrimatam Gehe, the rich families are two, Kshatriyas and Vaishyas. Those Kshatriyas don't earn money, but they give protection to the citizen, and in return they exact taxes. And through taxes they get so many taxes, so much opulence they have. They are well to do. And similarly, Vaishyas, they are really who earn money of the four Varnas. Brahmanas, beggars. Kshatriyas, they receive taxes. Vaishyas, they are only dependent on Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya. So only Vaishyas are the ones who earn. They earn through Krushi, Goraksha, Vanijam, farming, cow protection and banking. So these are the three. Krushi, then what was the point I was making? Bhakti Unmukh Sukruti. So this still missed out. Shuchinam Shrimatam Gehe. Shrimatam Gehe are the two. Kshatriyas, aristocratic Kshatriyas, and then well-to-do Vaishyas. And those who are more advanced in their bhakti in previous life, so they are born in Shuchinam Gehe, in pious families. They are Brahmin families. They are from childhood only, they will get nice sanskaras, they will have Shaligram Shila at home. Everything that child eats is prasad only, because offered to Shaligram Shila. He will be taught Vedic mantras, maybe Mahabharata shlokas, Ramayana shlokas. Something will be there for sure. Life is quite pure. So he will be born like that. Shuchinam Shrimatam Gehe Yogo Bhrashta Vijayate. So he will pursue. Athva Yoginameva Kule Bhavati Dhimatam Etadhi Durlabhataram Loke Janma Yadidrusham. Athva, or if he has done lot of bhakti, he will be born directly in Vaishnava family only. Far superior to Brahmin family. Athva Yoginameva Kule Bhavati Dhimatam. Very auspicious school. Etadhi durlabhataram. This is really very, very rare. Durlabhatar, durlabhatam. Etadhi durlabhataram. Loke janma yadidrusham. This is very rare. Prabhupada in the translation says that I was born in a Vaishnava family to Gaur Mohan Day, and my switcher master, Om Ishtupad Paramhamsa Prajakacharya Ashtotara Shata Sri Srimad Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur was also born in a very pious devotee family as a son of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And afterwards, by divine arrangements, we met each other. So it will not lead to pride, Bhakti Unmukh Sukruti. Like we see in the case of Prabhupada, that he, when he met Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he was not proud, he was skeptic a bit, because he had seen many sadhus, and also he was follower of Gandhi, so a bit reluctant to accept, especially according to the situation. The whole of India was talking about getting freedom from British. And only this person, this sadhu, is bent upon saying that no, that is secondary. So Prabhupada, he was skeptic apparently, but he was not arrogant, he was not proud. It's a Bhakti Unmukh Sukruti. It will never lead to pride. Rather, Bhakti leads to humility. Phalavanta Vruksha Ara Gunavanta Jan Namrata Se Tahara Swabhava Anukshan. Trees laden with nice ripe fruits and people with nice qualities. Humility is their ongoing characteristic. So bhakti makes one humble. The carrier of bhakti only is humility. Just like any carrier we sit in, two-wheeler, four-wheeler, as we sit, it starts and then it takes us ahead to our destination. At least with the first move itself, we are on the way. Though we have not reached the final destination, but we are on the way. With every time, second, minutes, hours passing by, we are heading towards destination. So that is the beauty of carrier. So bhakti's carrier is humility. Only one who is really situated in bhakti, he will become humble. With every days, months, years, decades passing by, he will become more and more and more and more humble. That is Bhakti Unmukh Sukruti. So many times that may not be there, and some devotee may exercise Balotpadita preaching and instill faith in some person who doesn't have any piety only, or doesn't have at least Bhakti Unmukh Sukriti. So then now he has to develop it by associating with devotees. See Bijalaya Kare Bija Aropan Shravana Kirtana Jale Karaye Sinchan. When one receives this Bhakti Lata Bij from devotees, spiritual master, one should sow it in the soil of one's heart, and with Shravanam and Kirtanam, irrigate it or make it, water it, and let it grow. And with its growth, actual growth of that actual Bhakti Lata, the creeper of devotional service, one will become more and more humble with the days, months, years passing by. But on the contrary, if one simultaneously associate with materialistic people, then he will get Jnana Bijas, then Karma Bijas, Yoga Bijas, philanthropic Bijas, social Bijas, political Bijas. These 6 Bijas Prabhupada talks. And Prabhupada says there are millions of Bijas. One can get Bollywood movie Bijas, Hollywood movie Bijas, iPhone Bij, then MacBook Bij, Mercedes Benz Bij, then one can get what? BMW Beach, one can get 3 BHK Beach, Metropolitan City Residence Beach, London, UK Residence Beach, Green Card Beach, Visa Beach, and there are millions of beaches. Depending on whom one associates, one will get. If association, yesterday we were discussing elaborately, we will not discuss that now, but basically one is submissive, one is very inspired. Oh, what a nice thing, I should also have this. That means you got the beach. The moment one appreciates that kind of association, then the bija is transferred from that person to this person's heart. When one doesn't appreciate, then it doesn't work only. Like Prabhupada went to Western countries, he never got impressed by that Western countries. When Gandhiji went way back for becoming barrister, when he went to London, the moment the plane landed and he was going in London city, he was impressed. What a green city, how beautiful, how things are systematic, clean. So he said, our India should be like London. We hope and pray sometime India will be like that. So he got completely carried away. Prabhupada, when asked by the reporter, what is your understanding about London? Prabhupada said, London is hell. He did not say London is like hell. He said London is hell. Amazing. This is Acharya. This is one who is not impressed by any materialistic civilization. No matter how much we may be proud of our materialistic civilization, an Acharya is never impressed, but he is impressed by bhakti. Anywhere he finds bhakti is there. Prabhupada gave Pandal program in Kolkata. Around 10,000 plus people attended because they were impressed that Swami from our town went to West, got so many followers, such temples and all that. So they came in big number. So Prabhupada, after the program was over, all the people were crowding there. As he comes down from the stage, we will get closely to see him, maybe whatever some people may want to touch and all that. So it was a huge crowd. But then as Prabhupada started walking towards his car, people knew the car is on that side. And so as he started, then people were giving some way, small way for him can pass through. So as Prabhupada was going, and so many people adoring him, praising him, Prabhupada was going, car is that side, and suddenly Prabhupada turned and started going in the crowd only. And people were surprised, the car is that side. The door of the car was also opened, why he went? So there one of his god brothers was there. He was Grihastha in white dhoti kurta, tilak, Bhakti Thakur's disciple. So Prabhupada went and took his hands in hand and said, Prabhu, how are you? Thank you for coming. Hope you are okay. And all that. And he was wondering, my God, who am I? I am no one. I am just a insignificant grihastha. I have not preached anything. I am just very insignificant god brother of Swami Prabhupada. And what is his accomplishment? My God. Yeah, all world is impressed. 10,000 people are mad after him. And he has such love for me. So this is Bhakti Unmukh Sukriti. This is real bhakti. One doesn't get carried away by his name, fame, and aura around it. This is all immaterial. This is for Krishna. This is for Krishna. I have nothing to do with all this. So it leads to mud, it leads to pride, and then in that pride, one goes crazy. You know this, what is it called? I think flying mantis, is that the word? There is one insect, it flies. So when that first time it has sex, the male and female, when they have sex, the female flying mantis goes so crazy in that sexual pleasure, she eats the head of the male flying mantis. So the male flying mantis can have sex once in life only, once and last, first and last, because after he gives sex pleasure to that female, she goes crazy, and in craze she eats up his head. So if you have seen on the street, sometimes you will find them headless body of that flying mantis. I observed because when I read it, heard it, so then I was looking. So then I found one fellow without head. Then I said, yeah, this is that. The head is not there. Must have had sex first and last time, like that. So when we experience happiness, we go crazy, we go mad, and in that madness we do jiva himsa, we do violence to other living entities. Degree may differ, degree will differ, but violence to others will be natural outcome of that. Like flying mantis is too much, like that. People, when they are very happy, then they do anything. People, they will play drums and all that. And people, neighbors and all will be disturbed. Sometimes we go crazy in our happiness. So we have to be careful. Yes, that's why Krishna says that sama dukkha sukha. In happiness and distress, you be equipoised. So in distress also people go crazy. That is also one, like when they lose match and all that. People break TV and they create disturbance in the society. So this mother is very dangerous, pride. So how to purify pride? In Prem Bhakti Chandrika, Srila Narottam Das Thakur Mahashaya tells, Mother Krishna Gunagani. Mother means, material pride means one is so proud of his accomplishments, his position, aura, followers, wealth, education, whatever it may be, beauty, 4 factors are told here anyway by Mother Kunti. So one thinks very high of himself. This is ignorance. When one thinks very high of himself, then that is ignorance. Knowledge means one knows how insignificant he is. Who am I? Like if you see, we may, like here I may appear to be a prominent personality. But now if you go 10 kilometers above from this height to 10 kilometers, then let's say this is ceiling is not there only. So if you see from 10 kilometers above, this looks nothing. This doesn't look only, this doesn't appear only there. The whole Bangalore city will appear like matchboxes, many houses and all that. And this area will also be there like a dot, but there are some, whatever, 20, 50 people here. That will not be visible only. Yeah. So there are flights going 12, 13 kilometers also. And fighter planes go 14 and beyond, little bit beyond. And if you go 100 kilometers above, then what is it? It's nothing. So there is nothing to be proud of. We know in Prabhupada's case in Los Angeles temple, in San Francisco, there was one devotee, the leader of the devotee community. He had developed some amount of pride which Prabhupada detected, and Prabhupada called him to a room and said, my dear Prabhu or Maharaj, you see this whole of creation, 3/4 is spiritual universes. Only 1/4, Ekpad Vibhuti, is material creation. And in that also there are millions of material universes in that 1/4. In that one smallest universe is ours. And in that also there are 7 continents, and majority of it is filled with water only. In 7 continents, one is this North America. In that also there are several states, one of them is US, and in that also there are many cities, one of them is San Francisco. In that also there are so many areas, one is Frederick Street. And in that also there are so many houses. In that one is ISKCON temple. In that also there are 300 devotees. And one of them thinks, I am the greatest devotee. और तुम्हारे भक्त जनों में हमसे बढ़कर कौन, स्वामी हमसे बढ़कर कौन, देवा हो देवा बैंगलोरेश्वर देवा, तुमसे बढ़कर कौन, और तुम्हारे भक्त जनों में हमसे बढ़कर कौन. This is the problem. Pride. One thinks very high of himself. Rogan is thinking, this is the influence of material energy, illusory energy. So it's illusory energy. The moment one succumbs to it, his illusion increases. Already he has illusion. That's how he got carried away by whatever, lust, pride, greed, envy, anger, illusion. And on the top of that, when he becomes victim of it, the influence of illusory increases all the more. He's within the, earlier he was in the grip of illusory energy, now he's within the tight grip of illusory energy. He gets more caught up. And this is there for sadhakas also. Not that by serving Vaishnavas, good qualities, humility, etc. increase. And by offending Vaishnavas, bad qualities will increase. Pride will increase. Lust will increase. Brahmacharis will have nocturnal fall down, nocturnal emission and all that because of their pride. So one has to be very humble. As the days, months, years passing by, humility should grow. So when there is humility, then there is no Jiva Himsa, then there is Jiva Daya. Because bhakti is there, bhakti onmok sukriti is there. So then Krishna Prem he is advancing to. And Krishna Prem has only three factors, three outlets. Name Ruchi, Vaishnava Seva, Jiva Daya. So these three will be on increase. One will have tremendous taste for chanting. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. The tongue cannot stop chanting. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. One will go crazy. One will go crazy. Holy name is so intoxicating. नाम बिना किछु नाही कार चौदह भुवन माजे. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Amras is nothing. Billions, trillions, no comparison. Times sweeter is the holy name of the Lord. Madhuram madhurebhyapi, mangalam mangalebhyapi, pavanam pavanebhyapi, harer namaiva kevalam. So very, very melodious, very sweet, sweetest of the thing. Without anything around, one can be very happy. That is Name Ruchi. Even if circumstantially one's tongue is not able to vibrate, but mind will be absorbed in either the lotus feet of the Lord, that is effect of Pancharatrika Vidhi, or in thinking of holy name of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare. Mind cannot be stopped by any barrier of this material world. Tongue may be stopped because while conversing with others, it cannot be just holy name, whatever one is asked, the answer has to be given. But mind has amazing ability. While conversing with others, you can have another thought possible. Sometimes it may interrupt and the speech may get disturbed because the thought level something else is going on. But it will not happen. By Krishna's arrangement, a devotee will be absorbed in chanting the holy name or remembering the lotus feet of the Lord, or the, as he says, Daivena na falatihi divya kishora murti. Divya, the transcendental forms of the divine couple, Daivena na falati, they will automatically manifest in the heart of a devotee. Premanjana churita bhakti vilochanena santah sadaiva rudhayeshu vilokayanti yam shama sundaram achintya gunaswarupam govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. So much reciprocation with the Lord, because one's body, mind, words are all dedicated to Krishna. There is nothing left to be offered to Krishna. Everything, 100% is offered to Krishna. So Krishna is so pleased. Krishna continuously reciprocates with such a pure devotee. And Yomam pashyati sarvatra sarvam chamai pashyati tasyaham na pranashyami sachamena pranashyati. One who sees me in everything and everything in me, for him I am never lost, nor is he ever lost to me. Such thick relationship is there. Sadhavo rudhayam mahyam sadhunam rudhayam tu aham madanyatena jananti naham tebhyo managapi. Sadhus are in my heart, I am in the hearts of the sadhus. They don't know anyone but me and I don't know anyone but them. Such intimate, thick relationship is there. That nothing, it is called as at the Prema Bhakti stage, it is called as Sandrananda Visheshatma, condensed bliss. So just like water is there in a glass and we put finger, the finger can go all the way down to the bottom because the water molecules are loosely packed. But like let's say in this steel, the molecules are tightly packed. So if I try to insert my finger in this, finger will not go inside, the stand will be pushed backward, because the molecules are tightly packed. Similarly, the remembrance of the Lord, the holy name of the Lord is so tightly bound in the remembrance, in the heart of the pure devotee, that nothing else can penetrate. It just doesn't have power only. Anything material comes also, it will bounce back. It just can't penetrate. So that kind of advancement is possible when one is always engaged in glorifying the Lord, not becoming proud. So Prabhupada, some places says that some doha of somebody, maybe Kabir or somebody says, Sukh mein sab hari bhaje, dukh mein bhaje kaun? Sukh mein jadi hari bhaje, dukh kahe ka hoy? Like that he quotes. That in distress, everybody worship the Lord. Everybody means those who have faith in the Lord. They will go to the Lord. There are other ways going here, there, but those who have piety, so they will go to the Lord. Artho jigyasu artharthi jnani cha purushasha. 4 types of people. So those who are in distress, they will go. Dukh mein sabhi hari bhaje, sukh mein bhaje kaun? When there is happiness, then who worships the Lord? Like in Bollywood movies, they show that hero has a difficulty, mother is in hospital something, then he goes to Shiva temple, rains are there, there is lightning, and he rings the bell, utho, wake up. How long you will keep sleeping? And he wakes up Shiva, and then Shiva, cures his mother. Then there is nothing shown in that movie that he comes to temple, breaks the coconut or distributes something, prasad or something. Nothing. He is not grateful only. So sukh mein bhaje kaun? Dukh mein sabhi hari bhaje, sukh mein bhaje kaun? Jadi sukh mein hari bhaje, dukh kahe ka hoy? If in happiness one is worshipping the Lord, then where is the question of distress in his life? Because union with the Lord, remembrance of the Lord, chanting of the holy name of the Lord is the highest happiness. So there is no question of distress in such a person's life. So devotee doesn't experience distress to the degree he is deep in his spiritual life. He cannot be disturbed by anything of this creation. Tatyanukampam sushamekshamano bunjana evatma kritam vipakam rudvagvapurvir vidadhan namaste jive tayo mukti pade sadai bhag. Brahmaji in his prayers is telling, 8th verse of the 14th chapter of 10th canto, that a devotee, how does he see? Ikshamanaha. Ikshamana means, like I see, I had no fault, but my authorities became angry. What nonsense. That fellow, he ate Mahaprasad and ran away, and I am caught and he is not even allowing me to speak also. What is this? So this is Ikshamana. Samikshamana means, okay, at this time I am not at fault, but yesterday I had stolen Mahaprasad. That was not detected by anyone. So I think yesterday's reaction came today. Today I have not stolen, but then okay, no point. And Susamikshamano means, okay, not in this life I have not done any blunder, but in previous life I have acted sinfully. I have committed many misdeeds. So reaction is coming now, because I cannot go scot-free. The reaction has to come. Purva janma sukruti, agre dhavati dhavati. Whatever, sukruti, dushkruti, whatever, it is running ahead of us. And we will exactly reach there. And it will hit us, cut. Accident, fever, something will happen definitely. Because it has reached before you reach. Just like those who go for guest reception, welcoming the guest, they reach before station, before the guest coming. The host reaches first, supposed to be. Sometimes the guest receives the host, like that. But supposed to be. So host reaches first. And he's there waiting 5 minutes, 10 minutes, sometimes 1, 2 hours before also they may reach. Because that is love, symptom of love. So similarly, what our dushkriti and all that, that is going to be there in our life. But how does one see? That vision is most important. In Guru Parampara, what is awarded is the vision. Chakshur unmilitam yena. The spiritual master opens the eyes and gives transcendental vision. Transcendental knowledge is given, through ears it is heard, but that opens up the eyes. Transcendental vision begins. So that has to be very clear. The knowledge is received through ears, when it goes in the heart, and then it comes out through the eyes. And then eyes are opened up, and then one sees, okay, how to see the world. That is called as Chakshu Dan, or that is called as Shastra Chakshu, Jnana Chakshu. And then one sees things for what they are for. That's very clear. There is no ambiguity, and there is no delusion, there is no illusion, all that. One is very clear. And in such case, a devotee does not then become upset with anyone, or he does not blame the Lord, or anyone for that matter. That's why in 4.14 Bhagavad Gita, purport 5.15 and 9.9, all three purports, Prabhupada quotes one shloka only from Vedanta Sutra, second, whatever that canto, first chapter, 34th verse. Vaishamya nirgrunne na sapekshatvat yatahi tathahi darshayati. Same verse is quoted. Why is he quoting that verse? Three times. Such a bulky, voluminous Bhagavad Gita. Repetition is not good. Once it is made, fine. Na? The reader has the book, he will keep reading Bhagavad Gita again and he will come across that verse. No, three times he has stated that. So amazing. And he tells the meaning also. Vaishamya Nirgrunne. The two blames or two people see two faults in the Lord. And even sadhakas see that. Vaishamya, that Lord is unfair. And Nirgrunne, he is very cruel. Gruna is the cruel, and Vishamta is unfairness. So these are the two defects in the Lord. This is what the whole world blames, and even sadhakas also blame. Except pure devotee, everybody blames the Lord. Pure devotee and very advanced devotees, Madhyamadhikaris, they will not blame. But Kanishtadhikaris and rest of the world, they blame the Lord for these two things. That Lord is very cruel. Like these people got killed in Latur. There was earthquake and so many people died. What was their fault? Night they slept and they never saw the daylight only. They went underground. This is very bad. Lord is very cruel. So that is one blame people say. And sadhakas and others, they will say, no, he is very unfair. The management is unfair, the authorities are unfair, and there is partiality going on. These people are favored, some group of people are favored, his people are favored, my people are not favored. So unfair dealings. And ultimately the cause of all causes is Krishna. Thus Krishna is unfair. Krishna is cruel. But Vedanta Sutra tells Vaishamya. Vaishamya and Nirgrunya. Lord is not cruel, Lord is not unfair. He is fair and he is very merciful. Na sapekshatvat yat tathahi darshayati. These two things are not found in the Lord. Cruelty and unfair dealings. No. Only merciful nature and fair dealings. These are the only two characteristics of the Lord. So one has to come to that level, and then one will not. Then one will reach Krishna Prem very quickly. And when Krishna Prem is reached, then Name Ruchi Vaishnava Seva. Every Vaishnava is my way to Krishna. By pleasing this Vaishnava, this Prabhu, this Mataji, I will be getting mercy of the Lord. Every Vaishnava has mercy of the Lord. Smaller degree, bigger degree, whatever degree, but he has. And I can get it from him. So Vaishnavas are not in my way to Krishna, they are the way to Krishna. So this understanding is there, and that's why every Vaishnava is my master. Just like one name of Krishna is Asamurdhava, nobody is equal to him, nobody is superior to him. So likewise, a sadhaka should reach that stage in which nobody is equal to me, nobody is below me. Everybody is above me. All Vaishnavas are above me. They are my masters and mistresses. And I have to serve them. Every Vaishnava I serve, to whatever degree I serve and please him, to that degree I make advancement in Krishna consciousness. I get Krishna's blessings. So then Vaishnava Seva is very prominent in such a devotee's life. One who is making Madhyamadhikari, who is making fast advancement towards Uttamadhikari level. Vaishnava Seva, everywhere he is looking, any Vaishnava I come across, let me serve him, serve him. And because the desire to serve is there, aparadh cannot happen. The moment there is no desire to serve, immediately aparadh will happen. So that's why Seva, and that can be watered, or that can be fueled by Name Ruchi. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. One is begging for service. Oh Radharani, the energy of the Lord. Oh Krishna, the reservoir of pleasure, the all attractive, or reservoir of pleasure, Rama. Please engage me in your loving devotional service. So Lord only expands as devotees. In Chaitanya Bhagavat, Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur guides us that Lord manifests in four forms. In the form of Ganga, the river, in the form of Tulsi, the plant, in the form of Srimad Bhagvatam, the book, and Vaishnavas, devotees. So this is very easy. Vaishnavas all around. Tulsi, okay, then Tulsi has to be in some place, in sunlight and all that. We cannot be all the time with Tulsi. Srimad Bhagavatam also will be in the locker or shelf or somewhere, may not be all the time with us. Ganga, too far. Ganga Jal, little far. It's in the altar or somewhere. But Vaishnavas are all around. Easiest, most easily accessible. And by serving them, one can make unlimited progress. And Krishna says that Vaishnava, he says, Mad Bhakta Puja Bhidikaha. So Uddhav is saying, worshipping my devotees is far superior to worshipping me. Mad Bhakta Puja Abhidika. Far superior than worshipping me is worship of the devotees. Sarva Bhuteshu Manmati. Next he says Sarva Bhuteshu Manmati. See me in all living entities. Lord only is there, his expansion, Paramatma in everyone. And then naturally one will have Jivdaya. Next. Name Ruchi, Vaishnava Seva and Jivdaya. Krishna Prem is our goal. And it has only three outlets, three ways only. There is no fourth thing in Krishna Prem. So one should have tremendous taste for chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. One should always see all Vaishnavas as his masters and mistresses and keep serving them to the best of one ability. And the ability will be growing by Nameruchi only. How best one chants, that much he will be a powerful servant of the Vaishnavas. So that strength comes from chanting. That's the beginning. Then it will overflow into Vaishnava Seva. And that these two combinedly will overflow into Jivadaya. That is Sarva Dharma Sar. He says that Krishna Rasam Sarakari Chadiya Nachar Jibe Doya Krishna Nam Sarva Dharma Sar Nadiya Godrume Nitya Nanda Mahajan. He has not told third thing there, just for the poetic thing, but that is understood because Krishna Prem means three things only. So Jivadaya. So Jivadaya is the highlight of Prabhupada over here. So many nice points he makes over here. A Vaishnava is never envious or unnecessarily violent. There were many ants on the path, but Jadabharat took care by looking ahead 3 feet. So this is Jiva small. But Prabhupada in one morning walk says, certainly one should not purposefully step on the ants and all that. We know Mrugari. He would half kill animals. How cruel he was. More cruel than any average hunter. But when Narad Muni delivered him, then he did not even step on the ants. So that is certainly true, one should not do purposefully, but without one's understanding, sometimes these living entities may get crushed. Prabhupada says that it's very difficult because they are there below the foliage and all that, and you are walking in the forest path. Now you cannot take every leaf aside and see whether ants are there or not. Certainly one should, to the best of his ability, not do that intentionally. But otherwise it is natural. Vaishnava will not. If some insect is fallen on the ground. Prabhupada once in the room was looking at the ground and one Vaishnava came, one servant, a devotee, and he said, Prabhupada, what are you looking? He said, you see this insect? I have been watching for a long time. It has not moved because it has not got its food. So could you please take some leaf or something, take that insect on that and put it in the natural setting on the tree lawn somewhere. It will get its food. So this can be done, definitely. But one may not be able to go on doing this only. There are jivas, human beings, who have got human body. So preaching to them is very important. That's why I said, not preaching is the greatest violence. Jare dekho tare kaho, Krishna upadesh, amar agya guru haya, tare desh. Just like Prabhupada talks about term. Every living entity has his term in his body. And when somebody kills that living entity, then his term in that body is not over. So again he has to take birth in that species. So that's why one is hampering, delaying his process. So that should not be done. Similarly, human beings are meant to go back home, back to Godhead. But we, by not preaching, we hamper their advancement towards Krishna. So that's why not preaching is the greatest violence. That's why Mahaprabhu has guided us. Jare dekho tare kaho Krishna upadesh. Every person you come across, you must give him Krishna in some way. At least say Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Like that you say to that person. That's a big thing in one sense. Otherwise we just go like that. We are absent-minded, lost in our own anxieties. Because so many material desires are there and so many anxieties. Oh, I am not able to achieve that. Shochati and Kankshati. So neither are we performing bhakti properly, nor are we helping other living entities to perform their bhakti properly. Just saying one Hare Krishna doesn't take much. But one who has Hare Krishna in heart, he will say that. One who has Krishna Prem, Naturally he will say that, Hare Krishna, like that. Or give him book, give him prasad, give him some card of the deities and all that. Once some beggar came to some grahasthas, the disciples of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and they just said, they just kind of brushed him aside. Bhaktivinoda Thakur was so felt bad, he said, what is this? So he told all grahasthas, make sure that they have to be compassionate and they have to give. If nothing is there, prasad and all, you have to give money, compulsory. You cannot be hard-hearted. By this kind of neglect of the jiva, you will become hard-hearted, which is not conducive for your advancement in spiritual life. Heart becomes hard. By every endeavor, one has to make sure that heart becomes soft, softer and softer. Heart should be softened. None of our endeavors should make heart harder. It is sufficiently hard. He says that, in one place he says that heart is still framed. तदश्मसारं हृदयं बतेदं यद्गृह्यमाणेर्हरिनामधेये न विक्रियेताथ यदा विकारो नेत्रे जलं गात्ररुहेषु हर्षः. I think second canto he says that heart is utterly still framed, which despite chanting the holy name of the Lord, when ecstasy should develop, but there are no tears in the eyes, the hair are not standing on end, there is no trembling of the body. So heart is still framed. So we had it because of materialistic association. But now, by devotee association, hearing Krishna Katha, chanting the holy name, serving Vaishnavas, heart should become softer and softer, which is natural progress in spiritual life. And on the contrary, if we are committing offenses to Vaishnavas and committing offenses in chanting the holy name of the Lord, then the heart will become harder and we will be without feelings. So many people talk outside, they wear the t-shirt, being human. You are a human being, but you are not being human. You are not acting like a human being. You are in the body of a human being, but you are not acting like a human being. So being human, be human, have some feeling, have some soft corner for people around suffering and all that. So Vaishnava has that naturally, pure devotee, who is on pure devotional path. But a sadhaka, because of his materialistic association, may not necessarily develop softness of heart. He may develop hardness of heart. Because natural, Jaisa Sang, Vaisa Rang, when associated with materialistic people, he will develop hard-heartedness because they are very hard. To the degree one has material desires, to that degree heart becomes hard. So one has to make sure that heart should be free from material desires and they should be all spiritual desires. By associating with great souls, we get them. And then this Jivadaya is natural. A Vaishnava is always very kind at heart to all living entities. Suhridam sarvadehinam. Krishna is said, Bhoktaram yagya tapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram suhridam sarvabhutanam gyatva mam shantim ruchyati. That he is the Lord and Master of all planets. He is the enjoyer of all the fires, all the sacrifices and austerities. And he is friend of all living entities. Suhridam sarvabhutanam. And in Lord Kapila's teaching, Ajata Shatrava, he says, Titikshava Karunikaha Suhrudas Sarvadehinam Ajata Shatrava Shanta Sadavaha Sadhubhushana. Same words are there, similar. Suhridam Sarvadehinam. Dehinam, Bhutanam, same meaning only. So just see, this is called as Sakshat Haritvena. He develops the qualities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Guru, or for that matter, any pure devotee. Krishna is Suhridam Sarva Bhutanam and pure devotee Suhridam Sarva Dehinam. Suhridam Sarva Bhutanam, same. No difference at all. So that is what is required. One should be very friendly. Devotee is friendly. Madhyamadikar is friendly to all living entities. He is friendly to devotees and compassionate to other people, and that way he is friendly also. Anybody in a Madhyamadikari and Uddhamadikari, they will find a good friend. Very quick friendship, because devotees don't have any material desire. They don't get carried away by anything material. Living entities assume different bodily forms. Those who are not Vaishnavas consider any human society worthy of their sympathy. They consider only human society worthy of their sympathy. But Krishna claims to be the supreme father of all living life forms. Tasam Brahma Mahad Yonir Aham Bija Pradah Pitaha. Now I am the father of all living entities, not just human beings. Consequently, the Vaishnava takes care not to annihilate untimely or unnecessarily any life form. All living entities have to fulfill a certain duration. Okay, that Prabhupada says. One should therefore not kill bodies for one's sense gratification, for this will implicate one in sinful activity. So we don't do that. That's why scriptures recommend striya pana dyuta shunah, not to kill other living entities, no meat eating. So that principle takes care not to destroy others' gross physical bodies. But our anarthas may attack on devotees' gross bodies subtly, in our mind. Verbally, sometimes we may attack devotees. What, Prabhu, you are a fool. What, Prabhu, you are a fool. My dear master, my dear employer, you are a fool. Now, who is the employee in the company? He says to his employer that you are a fool. But we say that, Prabhu, you are a fool. So, how is he Prabhu then? You have accepted a fool as your master, you must be a bigger fool. But one loses all discrimination when one becomes angry or lusty or proud. So then he will commit jiva himsa. Kutinati nishiddhachar, jiva himsan, puja labha pratishtati yad upashakagan. Sadhaka, when he is growing bhakti lata, but because he has acquired materialistic, through materialistic association, these other bijas, karma bij, gyan bij, so all this will come. Puja, la, pratishtha, profit, adoration, distinction. What do I get if I do this service? People ask that first. Are, you get mercy, not mercy. Something tangible has to be there. At least Mahaprasad you will give or not. Or some special favor you have to give me. Take me in the car. Then only I come for Harinam Sankirtan. Street Sankirtan. And then go walking only na on the street. There you will walk only na. No, but I cannot do. Ultimately you will be walking on the street doing Harinam Sankirtan. So why can't you walk just 1 kilometer away? No, I have to go in vehicle only. After going in vehicle, then 1-2 kilometer walking there, then again back in vehicle. All throughout you do street Sankirtan, na? That, so one will be after profit, adoration, distinction, all these things. Very dangerous weeds, they will grow. And Jiva Himsan, he is saying, Kutinati, diplomacy, diplomatic behavior in a sadhaka. Simplicity is required, honesty. Honesty is the best policy. Saralata is the first qualification of a Vaishnava. But that one loses over a period of time because of the other bijas that he has acquired, he has been acquiring. And heart will become harder and harder, and chanting becomes very difficult, very difficult. The one whose heart is very soft, malleable, so he can chant very smoothly, absolutely no obstacle. Cakewalk, damn easy thing, easiest thing in the creation. Nothing easier than this could ever have been there to achieve the Supreme Lord. But chanting becomes most arduous, difficult, boring, mechanical exercise because of our behaving wrongly, getting these bijas from others. But if you have this proper bhakti lata bij only, then no question. Heart becomes softer and softer, and then so much jivda and all that will happen. So that is in essence this verse Prabhupada is highlighting. Any question? Yes, Dineshma. Hare Krishna. Dasosmi. Bhakti Thakur would say. Can anybody paid obeisance to him? Few questions. Ask one, give chance to others, then we'll come back to you.
First question was like, you were telling about Jadavarat. He was in mode of goodness.
Jadabharat is in pure goodness. This Rahugan is in goodness.
Yeah, he was instructing Rahugan was in goodness.
He is going for Kapilashram to hear Krishna Katha.
Not his brothers and not
Dacoits.
dacoits and others. But we hear that actually bhakti is beyond three modes of material nature. One thing is that. Second thing is, sometimes that mode of goodness also becomes obstacles, like the previous class we discussed. Mode of goodness also becomes obstacle for performing bhakti. So then, and bhakti is beyond three modes of material nature. So in our preaching, like when we are preaching, should we do that discrimination to those who are?
We ourselves are so much covered by gunas, to discriminate is very difficult. So we act on the compassion of the pure devotees, acharyas. And we, jare dekho tare kaho kuch nahi, whosoever we come across. Now certainly those who are too covered, they will not favor you, they will not allow you only. They will be envious, They will say, get lost. They will start blaspheming the process of devotional service, Krishna, devotees. So we should not allow this hostility to surface in the heart or in the life of a envious person. So that's why one should do upeksha. One should avoid them. In the beginning we don't know, so we go to everyone with books or whatever. And when we see the dealing, then we immediately understand, oh, he is envious one. So we keep distance from him. But those who are innocent, materialistic people who are innocent, they may be sinful, but they are okay with Krishna consciousness. So to them we give. So they may be in Sattvagun, Rajagun, Tamogun, whichever. That doesn't matter. Yes. Any other? Okay, then you only. Nobody has question.
We were discussing about bijas. You were telling so many bijas.
Prabhupada says, and exactly repeat those 6 only, because 6 he speaks, but he said there are hundreds and millions of bijas.
Sometimes when we also go outside in the world, we see so many nice buildings and other things. But our desire is like, we can, why not let us have a temple like this?
Yeah,
And
that is good.
That is good, right? That is recommended. Like.
You can take that building. You preach to that owner there. He might give that. And we'll have SJM branch too.
That will not add up in one soul and another.
No, that's what, see, you are not accepting it for your sense gratification. Atmendriya priti vancha tare balikam. You are not taking it for the satisfaction of your senses. This bija means, the other bijas means, you want it for your enjoyment. Social bija, you want your, what you call in WhatsApp, you should want to be very famous. Instagram or what they have, Facebook, you are the figure, famous figure and all. So that is, you are keeping yourself in center. But now you want to keep Krishna there in that building. So this is Krishnendriya Priti Ichcha. This is very good. As His Holiness Radha Swami Maharaj says, Krishna consciousness means to take oneself out of center and to keep Krishna there. So this is not a bija, this is Bhakti Lata Bij, which you have received, so it is fructifying in this way. Maybe it is very close to, producing that ripened fruit of Krishna Prem. That's why you have developed desire like this. Oh, why not take this building for Bangalore, Gaurangi Bangaloreshwar? That is very good. No problem there. You should take over the whole world. Prabhupada said, na, how many of you are convinced that Krishna is the Supreme Personality Godhead? If you are convinced, in 18 days we can take over the entire world. 18 days only. Because that's what took for Pandavas to take over. Just 18 days. And they took over. See, they had a lot of difficulties Pandavas had. They had been in exile, their kingdom was taken away, wealth was taken away, so many things, they were bereft of everything. But they were never bereft of Krishna. In fact, when choice was given, there was one way they could have become opulent, by taking Narayani Sevana. They said, no, only Krishna. So, Jayastu Panduputranam, Isham Paksha Janadana. Panduputras only will be successful, victorious, because Krishna is on their side. So that is a devotee. He chooses Krishna and Krishna only. So then all opulences automatically follow.
Like Prabhupada also saw an empty truck going.
Yes. Prabhupada said this is what they call flat bed truck. This is very good. Because Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra can be on the 3 sides. So people can see them. So very good.
Maybe one more question was, Bharat Maharaj, initially when he retired, he went to Pula Ashram. But later when he becomes the deer, that time again he was born in another
Kanjahar.
But then he goes to Pula Ashram in that area and he remains close to the sages there. So from there we get to know that actually there were sages, other saints were there. So it was not like sometimes we discussed that Bharat Maharaj fell down because he was not having anybody else to connect.
He must have been little away from other sages, so he was not interacting with them. He was practicing bhakti alone only. That's why he fell down.
But other sages were there.
Yeah, forest means sages will be there. But they will not be all like we stay in dormitory with closed toilet bathroom. For them, it's a natural setting, so they will be far off. It's not organized type of devotional practice. Vedic style means individually one practices. Guru comes once in life into your village, you are a grihastha or something, and you get inspired, you take Diksha, then Guru goes, you never meet Guru again, mostly. Very rarely, sometime, twice, second time in life you come across Guru. Otherwise, other Vaishnavas and all, you progress with them. And then when one goes to forest, then he is practicing alone there, other sages are there, he may interact, may not. Like every day morning they have Mangal Aarti, the all sages come together. That kind of thing is there. Some run Gurukuls, so there the children will have something. We are practicing bhakti in an organization. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur said organization is a necessary evil. So there are problems of organization. But you cannot have mass propaganda and spread like wildfire without organization. So organization is must for fast what you call outreach. Fastest outreach for that organization is required.
We were also discussing about, you were telling about that Lord is Vaishamya and Nirgunya, means He is merciful and always compassionate. But
Not cruel, merciful and fair.
fair.
Hmm.
But one more feature that comes is, there are like sadhana siddhas, there are kripa siddhas. So when this concept of kripa siddha comes, always there is a feeling that the Lord is specifically giving compassion to some living entities.
That is Madhyamadikari also in one sense. For us also, Madhyamadikari, when he decides that this person should have bhakti, then Bhakti Devi, who is walking behind Madhyamadikari, she comes forward and enters in the heart of that person and inspires him to take up bhakti. So that way for everyone Lord is compassionate. Kripa Siddhi is there, though not so prominently visible. Kripa Siddhi is there. But for a few individuals, whatever the reason, maybe they got mercy of Vaishnava directly something, so then Lord may give Kripa Siddhi. No need to worry. We all have Kripa Siddhi in our life. Isn't it?
Sometimes in our preaching we come across people who say that why Lord is giving or why Kripa Siddhas, some people are only Kripa Siddhas, why not?
They don't reach that concept, they don't know only what is Kripa Siddha, Sadhan Siddha. New people don't know.
Prabhupada books, that time they get to know.
So what is their question?
The question is like, the Lord is partial, that means He is showing compassion.
No. He is saying that Samoham sarva bhuteshu name dveshyosti na priyaha. Ye bhajanti tu mam bhaktya maite teshu chapeham. One who worships me. So you also have the chance to become. So in our temple you can come. We will give a lot of krupa. Lot of services. Krupa means what? Services only, ultimately. Bhakti.
They feel Kripa means
Mahaprasad. That also will give here.
the ecstasy initially only like direct
So,
is given to them.
yes, you can also have ecstasy. Come for morning program, dance here. In Guru Puja again dance. Whole day you can go for street Sankirtan, dance there. Express ecstasy. No problem.
Thank you.
Yes.
My question is that you told that when we associate with outside people, then we get different types of bijas.
Association happens then only. When you appreciate, oh, this is very good iPhone, wow. Such nice resolution of the photos. My God, I have never seen photos like this. I think I should have one. That is association. If you see and say, oh my God, this fellow is gone case, his iPhone is deluding him. Like I am seeing last 5 hours in the train, he is just with that iPhone only. Completely mad fellow. Crazy. I will never want any iPhone. Somebody gifts me also, I will not take it. So you have not taken association.
But I get appreciation.
Which appreciation?
All this.
No, you choose, no. Then only you get.
Yeah,
What you are saying?
Like as you said, there are two thoughts. Like this one iPhone is what is this mad person? Second is
That is not associating.
you're not associating.
So you don't get the bija. You will not get iPhone in your hand or in your life. Simple.
But I normally get that thought.
What? Which thought you get?
He has iPhone, so nice.
That means you have associated and you got the bija. It will make the tree of yourself having iPhone in your pocket. That time is not far. Depends on how much watering you do. You hear from some devotees also. Your counselor says, "Jina to kya jina? iPhone ke bina." So finish. That is like Purnahuti. And nowadays everything is online. You'll immediately give online order. Within maybe less than an hour, iPhone is in your pocket. Done.
So how to identify whether what like I'm taking? I mean, I unconsciously.
Your heart has to be filled with Krishna. Krishna Prem. which comes out, overflows in the form of Nameruchi, Vaishnava Seva, Jivdaya. Then these bijas and all, they become ineffective.
Condensed bliss.
Condensed bliss you experience, and these bijas, they are maybe there around, they are all fried up bijas. Karmani nirdahati kintucha bhakti bhajam. They are all fried bijas now. Fried bijas are there, you throw all over the ground, not even one fructifies. So then it's not a problem. So we don't reach that level. Before that only we start collecting bijas in the name of Yukta Vairagya. I will use iPhone for preaching. What preaching? He could not preach to his mind first. And now he is going to preach to others' minds. Homework he did not do. And now he is going to become teacher. No question. He will get swallowed by Maya. Do you have a question, Mataji? Yes. Give her the mic.
Same question, I just wanted to continue a little bit. We are attracted to that iPhone, okay, because we see the resolution is very nice, everything. But only hardly sometimes we think, okay, this is distracting me away from Krishna. But somewhere we think, okay, I should not get attracted, but somehow we are getting attracted because we are not on that stage that we have Krishna in our heart every time. So what do we do?
That's what we have to Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Then Nashta Prayeshu Abhadra. This is Abhadra. In the preliminary stage, it is Abhadra. Just like a knife in the hand of a small child is a dangerous thing. But that only in your hand, when your daughter grows to that level, 16 year, 18 year, then the knife is good because she knows how to cut sabji very nicely and many other purposes for which that knife is very useful. So that time it is okay, but in the childhood stage, it's very, very dangerous. So that's why in beginning only we have to serve Vaishnavas and read Grantha Bhagavat, and Abhadras will go away. Our desire to enjoy that object will go away. And then when it is gone and you have got Krishna more and more, then in future for the service of the Lord, in case that object comes in your life, you don't have any enjoying tendency only. You will use it in the service of the Lord and keep it aside. It will not be harmful then. Just like I give the example of knife. Knife in childhood is very dangerous in the hands of children. But as they grow and they know, they will, let's say they're in hotel management. So throughout day, in once they are cutting different subjects, making different items. It's very good. And they get certificate, they become big, master chef and all that stuff. And so that time only we have to be careful. Lalayet panchavarshani, dashavarshani tadayet. So we are all should be in that dashavarshani tadayet phase. Children from the age of 5 to 15, they should be shown stick. Hey, Haribol, Prabhu, what is this madness for iPhone? Crazy. You think you will become big preacher? Prabhupada had iPhone or what? He did not have smartphone also. He did not have landline also. For one Juhu, in Prabhupada's room they fitted landline. And 12 o'clock in the night Prabhupada got phone. So Prabhupada picked up, yes, what is that? So Swamiji, how are you? You rascal, you had to ask me this question in the midnight only or what? So Prabhupada next day morning told, remove this landline from my room. And they removed it, they had to remove. And in the initial stages of ISKCON only, there was this telex machine that came up. Before that I don't know what way was the way. But telex means something like you type here and it goes there and he can take printout, something like that. Very slow way of communication. So but then that was number one, new invention, like that. So Prabhupada was asked by disciples, we have 5 big centers worldwide. So for those 5 centers only, ISKCON temples, can we have this telex machine? We can afford, means in that. Prabhupada said no. Otherwise devotees will do prajalpa. For 5 top centers of ISKCON, if there is telex machine introduced, devotees will do prajalpa. Now, how many centers are there? And forget about telex. Now nobody knows what is telex. Technology has advanced to such a degree. My God, it's difficult to keep oneself updated with what is the latest thing. Also sometimes, now we have iPhones and mobiles, laptops, all communication instantly. Anyone with everyone. And anybody across the globe, you can just give a call. WhatsApp call is free also. It's damn easy thing. And what happens then? Unlimited prajalpa. Unlimited. By ISKCON devotees. Jai Ho. All glories for all ISKCON devotees. Like that. Recently, Her Grace Surbhi Mataji came to our NVCC ISKCON Pune temple. She gave a nice talk on Prajalpa. She was saying how Prajalpa increases. She only told this story. Other devotees also tell this Prajalpa, Prabhupada having that landline. So this is very dangerous. This is not the communication. Communication means what? The best communication for making coming together with devotees. Morning program, we come together, katha and all that. So this is very important. Otherwise, what I mean, here sitting in katha, somebody gets a call, immediately he goes out of the katha. So the devotees compared, one devotee compared it to Putana. Putana takes Krishna away, like that. So it's very dangerous. But we all are charmed by Maya in the form of iPhones and all this. So one has to be careful not to get carried away by all this. Sadhu, Savdhan. Any other? Yes, Arvind bro. This is what is Krishna Prem. How much Krishna Prem you have? Just see these three things. That is the hallmark for it.
In our case, like we may want to do something more and other thing less, but should we balance all the three, or is it like forcefully we need to balance them, or?
In one sense, Nameruchi will be the first. Like in every Goshtyanandi, internally he is Bhajananandi. Only one who takes pleasure in bhajan, he can preach powerfully. Prabhupada, in that our Srila Prabhupada, the friend to all, by Her Grace Mula Prakriti Mataji, that book, 3 times at least, 3 different God brothers told that Swami Maharaj in his Grahastha days was chanting 64, 1 lakh Harinam daily. Whenever they went to Prabhupada's house, whatever he was doing physically, household chores, his mouth was continuously chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And Prabhupada would tell also with his God brothers that we should chant 64 rounds daily. It's very important. He would have that conversation and he would be seen also chanting. And we can see when he went to West, when they asked how many rounds to chant, he said 64. He did not say 16 at all. Very easily he said, just softly, directly he said 64. They said, no, that is too dim. Then he said 32. No, then 16.
But he is not counting, huh?
Who?
Prabhupada. When he is chanting daily chores, how he knows it's 64?
Who?
Prabhupada, how he knows that he is chanting 64? Because it's not...
No, that is his goal. But he's continuously chanting only. He might be chanting more than 64 also. Humble person, and he might not be keeping track of that. But God brothers, three different God brothers have told. In that book you can read. They said, Swami Maharaj was chanting 1 lakh Harinam. For sure. And without chanting 1 lakh Harinam, how can he tell those Westerners, chant 64? Will you tell anyone you come across, chant 64? Huh?
I say 1 round.
Because we began with 1 round. If you had begun with 4 rounds, you may have the daring to say, start 4 rounds. Because if he asks, what is this? How can you tell? Generally 1 round, na? No, I began with 4 rounds. So that's why I'm telling. So what is the question then? You feel this thing. So Nameruchi will be the first, and it will naturally lead to Vaishnava Seva. Vaishnavas, they give me the holy name. The topmost Vaishnava, Gurudev gave me the holy name. I am so grateful to him. So let me serve all Vaishnavas. And that is what told in Acharya, by Acharyas also. Chhadiya Vaishnava Seva, Nistara Paiche Keva. Just by chanting the holy name, you will not be delivered. If you give up the association of devotees and service to Vaishnavas. Chhadiya Vaishnava Seva. If you give up Vaishnava Seva, Nistara Paiche Keva, you cannot be delivered. We have this, means Vaishnava Aparad one does, like Rupa Goswami's case. He did not do purposefully, it did happen. He just smiled seeing what is happening in Golok Vrindavan, Radha and Krishna's loving pastime. And he just laughed, and another Vaishnava was walking by and he was limping. He felt offended, and then his meditation broke. He could not again continue. He had to beg forgiveness from that Vaishnava. When that Vaishnava forgave, then he could see what happened next. Similarly, one disciple of Gopal Bhatta Goswami. So he was eating pan, betel nut. Gopal Bhatta Goswami said, no, this is not, Vaishnavas don't drink. Lord can eat, but we don't. But there was some argument. Then he left. He was chanting unlimitedly. But then afterwards, dacoits attacked him. His head was chopped off. So he went to Golok Vrindavan, but the doors were closed and they said, no, because you have offended your Guru, you cannot enter inside. If he forgives, then only. So his
Krishna. You are saying the importance of Vaishnava Seva and Vaishnava associations. But I was reading another day article written by Sundershyam. So he came to the Polish Yatra 21 years back, and Maharaj, he had some discussion with him, and he gave me each.
Who came to Polish Yatra?
Some devotee, some person. He came and he spoke with Maharaj, Sundershyam Maharaj, 21 years back, and he told the importance of chanting Hare Krishna. And he started to chant since then. And after 21 years, Maharaj came back to the same town. And then he meets Maharaj and says that from that day I'm chanting 16 rounds daily. And I left eating non-veg and milk. So, how is this without association?
No. He took the instruction. Now Vani Seva is doing. Association is two types. Vapu and Vani. So he took Vani very seriously. And Vani is only eternal. Vapu temporary. Who in ISKCON gets 24/7 hours association of his Guru? Is there any one person on planet Earth within ISKCON? Nobody gets. Vani is only eternal.
He is saying that Vaishnavas are not there with him.
But he took the instruction. The greatest Vaishnava is Guru only, no? See, he was not averse to Vaishnavas, but his conditions, situations were such he could not have. All of us have Vaishnavas around and we don't like them. So that's where you are where your mind is. His mind was always with Maharaj, and also maybe he did not meet just Maharaj alone. He might have met some other, at least seen in that Polish Yatra, and then he might have appreciated them also. In the heart of his heart, he had appreciation. Oh, they are so fortunate. They are traveling with Maharaj, participating, assisting him in that service, so many services. I am not so great, but let me at least chant Hare Krishna. So he had appreciation, and the mind was appreciating devotees. Ours is body is around devotees, but mind is not appreciating Vaishnavas. Then there is slow progress or no progress, or sometimes we can regress backward direction by offending Vaishnavas. यदि वैष्णव अपराध उठे हाथी माता उपाड़े व छंडेदार सुखे जाए पाता. On the leaves of that creeper of bhakti will try, because that mad elephant will uproot or cut the bhakti lata. Shurasya dhara nishita duratteya durgam pataste kavayo vadate. It's walking on the razor stage. Last time I think I was giving an example here only. Walking on that tightrope. How many of you have walked on tightrope? You know that road show, 2 bamboos like this and 2 bamboos there and one tightrope in between. How many of you have walked on that tightrope? Not me also. First of all, to climb on that bamboo, 2 bamboos, is a tough job. If you somehow climb there, to stand there is so difficult. And then to stand on the rope is so difficult. And to walk on the rope is like unimaginable feat only. First thing is we will collapse only, if at all we get up, go to up. And then walking on razor says to unimaginable. Surasya dhara nishitha duratya, very difficult to duratya, insurmountable, very difficult. But durgam pataste, durgam, gam means to go, dur means very difficult to cross. Kavayo vadanti, intelligent people have told. It is susukham gartum apyam, swadu swadu pade pade, pati padam purna amruta swadam, anandam bodhi vardhanam. But this is one danger, Vaishnava. Vaishnavas give us bhakti, जिस हाथ से खाया उसी को काटा. The hand which fed you, if you bite on that hand, you cannot get next morsel. Because that person is injured, blood is coming. And he is not able to feed you, you are not able to eat. The child is not able to eat. Finished. He will starve to death. Punarmushtika Bhava. That sadhu made him from rat to cat, cat to dog, dog to lion. And then he licks on the lips and I will eat you now. So Punarmushtika Bhava. The devotee becomes invisible because rat he becomes underground. The rats are underground, they are not visible on the ground. Sometimes, but most of the time they are underground. So devotee becomes invisible because of Vaishnava. How many have lost? His Grace Gaurang Guru says that just like there is account of every book distributed in ISKCON from 1965 till date. How many small books, how many medium books, big books, mahabig books, etc. If only we had kept account of how many devotees came to ISKCON and left ISKCON, that would be much more shocking and surprising number. So don't give up Vaishnava Seva. Then everything will come. Vaishnavas will help us in our Nam Bhajan, and that will lead to Nami Ruchi. Vaishnavas will also instruct us to Jiv there. Whole ISKCON is Jiv Devan in one sense. We distribute prasad, we have darshan so that people will make advancement. We have Rath Yatra, we have book distribution, we have college preaching. Everywhere is outreach only, all outreach endeavors. It's a very powerful mission, missionary activity. Prabhupada has given. The whole ISKCON began with Prabhupada leaving India, going on cargo ship, carrying 200 sets of Bhagavatam first canto. It's like 600 volumes of Srimad Bhagavatam. The Garbhadhan Sanskar is missionary activity. All children will be missionary only. All outcome is missionary. Okay, any other question? So we'll end. Grantharaj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki